Hi, friends. I'm back, and we are now in Mexico. In Mexico, they celebrate Las Posadas. And Las Posadas in Mexico is where we get our poinsettias. So, poinsettias are those beautiful red flowers that you see at Christmas time. And really, it originated in Mexico. So, that's why for Las Posadas, we are going to make a tear art poinsettia. Hopefully, you remember tear art from our pumpkin craft, but in case you don't, um, it's super easy. So you don't need scissors. Nope, put those away. You don't. What you do need is red construction paper, not even this much. Yellow, way less, actually, not this much. Green construction paper, and black. You could do white too. This is the background. You could do black, white, purple. Those would be really pretty because they have a different contrast. So contrast is where black and white, they're more opposite. They complement each other very well. So I'm choosing black because I love the way the poinsettia looks on a black background. But if you don't have black, any other color would work. Also, I have this huge piece, but I want to show you too, boys and girls, you don't have to use something so big or so perfect. So even if you had a much smaller piece, like I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to actually take my scissors and cut it in half because even if you had something this big or this big or whatever you can use to make your poinsettia, it doesn't all have to be the same. So I'm going to cut mine in half to show you. The other supply that you do need is a glue stick, and you also need a pencil to write your name on the back. You can use a white colored pencil if you need to, or a regular pencil just because then you can see on the black. So what you're going to do is you're going to write your name on my paper first thing. Then I can save this black for something else. So I'm going to write my name on my paper on the back because I want the poinsettia and just the poinsettia on the front. So Randy Flam. Nice. Now I'm going to turn it over. That's the back. You don't want to see your name on the front. It keeps it pretty. So I don't need this much thread. So I'm going to just take about that much and we'll try. I don't like these smooth edges. That's not the point. So what I do is I pinch, just like you would with like a bag of chips or a snack. You pinch, and then I say pull. So that's what you do. Pinch, pull, pull. And then you're just going to rip. You don't want to get the pieces again, like the pumpkin, too super duper small because then it's going to take you forever to make your poinsettia. And we don't want that. So I'm going to rip that off. I don't like any of the smooth edges. No, this is tear art. Ugh. So sometimes if your hands hurt from all the tearing, you can shake them out, stretch. Okay. But here I have my red pieces. Now you could do this one of two ways. This is one activity where you can put glue on the sheet and then stick your red pieces on, or you can put the glue on the red pieces. Doesn't really matter. This has a good point. Sorry. She wants to make a cameo. This one has a good point for the poinsettia. So that would be a good outer one. So I'm going to save that one. So does this one. This one has a cool point because if you know the poinsettias, the leaves come to a point. So I'm going to want to save that one. But the rest don't really. So you can either put your glue on the little piece, depending on how big it is maybe, and then you start putting it on your paper. Ooh, some more good points. I'm going to save those. These ones that kind of don't really have good points, they're just kind of dull. Those might be better for the inside. So, and then again, I don't do any of the ones that have that flat side. I just don't think it looks that pretty. The whole point is that the edges all are rough and so then you just start. Ooh, here's another kind of good point. This one has that straight edge, so rip that bad boy off. Okay. And then I just keep going. So you can make the holes as big or as little as you want. But then I'll add some of these points on so you can see kind of how it looks. And then the green that you have is for leaves, and the yellow that you have is for like the little berries or the little sprigs in the center of the poinsettia. So you can do that if you want. You don't have to do those, but I think the red and the yellow and the green on this black is just super pretty. I'm not making my gaps really big, so feel free to grab your materials and do it with me. That works too. So, all right, so I'm just adding all of these on here. And, oh, this is a good point too. So I'll just keep adding these points on. See how when you add some of the points on, it's starting to look pointy. So I want to add something here because I don't like the way that looks. But I can even make some a little bit smaller. Here's a good smaller point piece. So maybe I'll stick that on there. Whoops, I need more glue. It came right off. Okay. Ooh, here's a nice pointed piece. Can make the really pointy one go out. And then the other ones can go in. Okay, so all right. So see how I fixed that corner? I can even put another one there, but I'm just gonna keep going, adding some more pieces so you can see, because you wanna make sure that you cover in all of this black, and it looks really pretty. The red and black, I think, is a nice look. But again, you can do whatever you have at home. This piece is really big, so I'm gonna rip off some of it to stick in here. Okay. Some nice music for our work today. Oops, I dropped a piece. And I'm gonna rip this little piece to make it fit in there. And there we go. So I don't like it when any of my pieces overlap, but you can do it if you want to. Or sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you want, so. Okay. I'm almost done with my Tear Art poinsettia. So I'm gonna take this one and rip so it has that nice point for my petal. So maybe this holiday season, when and if you see a poinsettia at the store, you can tell your grown-up, say, oh my gosh, did you know what? Did you know that those poinsettias are from Mexico? And they will be so surprised and proud of you that you knew that. All right, so I think I have my last red piece. So there you go. There's your poinsettia. Now, I still don't really like that one spot. So I'm looking for a nice point. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna stick this little guy in there. Just don't really like the way that looks. Now I have all my red done. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just a teeny, watch this. Oops, too much. Just like that. And then what I normally do is I think things look really good in odd numbers. So 3 is an odd number, 5 is an odd number, 1. So 1, 3, and 5 are your lower end odd numbers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 3 little yellow circles, like the little yellow berries. It's hard to make them super circular, but I'm gonna try. So then I pinch, and I pull, and then I have my little, look at how small it is. It's so tiny. And put my glue on it. And then I put it in the center. I'm going to do that 2 more times. And I get my little berries for the center. And this one is not as circular, but that's okay because art can sometimes be abstract where things are a little bit misshapen and it still looks beautiful. I guarantee you a grown-up will still want to hang this up, or you might in your room. Okay. So there's my yellow. Like, isn't that beautiful? So you could stop here if you wanted to. Look how I used a good amount of the page. So I don't have too big over here. It's not all over my page and it's not just right in the center. I used a pretty good amount for my poinsettia. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green like this and I'm going to make my leaves. So again, I'm ripping off that ugly straight edge. Don't want any of that. And then look, I have a nice point here, but I'm going to try to make it more like a leaf shape. See how it looks kind of like a diamond, kind of like a leaf. So I'll save that one. And then because I made one there, it already has the starting of a leaf right here. And again, things look good in threes or odd numbers. So I'm going to do, I did 3 little dots. So this time I'm going to try to rip 5 leaves. So here's 3. I have 2 more to make it to 5, correct? So I have this, but I'm not a big fan of the way that it looks. That looks better. 4. I have 1 more. And I'm just tearing it to where ooh, that looks good. I like that shape. Ooh. Okay. Oh, all right, not bad. Okay. So then I just ripped it. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to glue them on with the points facing out. So that way they can see these really beautiful points to where they look like actual leaves. Because the leaves on the poinsettia are also quite pointed. Okay, and I'm going to do most of mine over. There we go. All right. Okay, there's that one. And then, where's my other leaf? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm almost done, boys and girls, and you can see mine, and then you can make yours. Yours does not have to have leaves. You don't have to do the dots, but here's the end poinsettia. Isn't that pretty? So you have your name on the back, and then you have your poinsettia. Had I been maybe doing a little bit better job, I might have made mine more centered because I have less space over here and more space over here, so it's off-centered. But it is what it is. It's art. I could also take my scissors and cut off this piece if I wanted to make it more centered. Or I could just keep adding red to make it centered. So it's up to you and how you want to do it. I'm going to leave mine as is because art is abstract. I could also take my white pencil and write Merry Christmas or Las Posadas because it is why we're doing this. I'm looking for my white colored pencil. So I'm just going to use my brown pencil and I'm going to write Las Posadas with this extra space. You don't have to, but I did. I don't even know if you can see that. But it's there. It says Las Posadas. So anyway, I hope you had fun today making this craft, and I'll see you tomorrow in another country. Bye, friends.